Llangefni, it's lots of fun. It's a lovely town in the middle of Anglesey, that's Ynys Môn. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a lovely place to live.
Coming back to Llangefni to make this show has been an absolute pleasure. You know, it's been amazing and it's been intense, you know, in a good way, because sometimes people say when you use the word intense, it has some kind of, you know, possible negative connotations. Not at all. It's been absolutely incredible because I feel as if I've kind of been walking around like in my own wonderland in a way. I think that what happens to me when I'm walking down the Glanhoover Road is an intense reflection on my entire life. You know, I was born on that road and it's like returning to that moment. But when you return to that moment, you are unraveling everything that's happened ever since. I'm doing a story walk, which is an audio walk around the town of Llangefni. There's a story shop that you can pop into. In the shop, you can see films and you can listen to more audio work. There's also stuff online and there's also a live show. You know, I think the story shop, for me, is the most exciting part of the whole project because you've got everything that good art should be about happening in the middle of a town. It's not separated, it's not a gallery, it's not a theatre, it's not a cinema. You know, it's there, it's a shop. You open up the door and you actually are inside a theatre, a cinema, you know, and it's just, I think it takes people by surprise.
Hello, story walkers. My name is Hugh Hughes, and I would like to take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to you for taking some time out to go on this stroll around this wonderful town of Llangefni. Every single story has been inspired by the childhood journals which I wrote when I was a child living in this town throughout the 1970s. Every character you hear is factional, meaning it is a hybrid of fact and fiction.
Have you heard? There's a man walking around the town saying that Llangefni is a village. I don't know how anyone could say that when there's clearly a town hall, a town clock, a town council, a town library, a river, a school and several churches and chapels. Apparently he's called James Charles Richard Robert Rupert Smith Brown. Have you seen him? He's the one with matching brown leather shoes and briefcase.
When my friends ask me, you know, what's this show about, Hugh? I answer them really simply. Essentially, what the live show is about my nine. And nine means grandmother in Welsh. And what I really want to be able to do is to share her with the audience. Because I think she's so wonderful and so inspirational. If I can get her on stage, speaking in some way to the audience, that for me is job done.
And I think that what she did when I was a child is that she gave me messages that I could keep in my pocket throughout my entire life. And I still find myself delving into my pocket to pull out one of her messages, sometimes to inspire me or sometimes to kind of help me through a difficult patch or something. But they're really amazing messages. And I can stand here now and I can say that my nine was clearly the best nine in the world. And I went to bed thinking, what would Nine Man do, you know, in a situation like this? And when I woke up the next morning, I knew what she would do. I knew what he would do. I phoned up the local council and I said, you know, I'm not making a complaint. I just want you to know that there's no grit anywhere in the town. And they said, oh, okay. And I said, you know, can I help? And they said, oh, actually, yes, you can. We can give you some authorization to go to Cheshire to the grit depot and get some. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I phoned Tom, a friend of mine who's got a van, and he said, I'm really sorry, Hugh, the van doesn't work. It's out of order, you know, it's broken down. So I said to him, well, can I help? And basically, to cut a long story short, one phone call led to another one, and the whole Christmas period and New Year went by. I got to the end of January, and I was phoning people in Marley, asking them if I could help with the suicide bombing situation. I was talking to environmentalists about the bee population decreasing and the fact that polar bears don't have ice caps to hold on to. And I was talking to people in America about the fact that the gun laws needed revision and can I help? And then I started trying my best to talk to people in North Korea to ask if I could help about the fact that the nuclear war is threatening all of us. And before I knew it, I had been sitting on my desk on the phone for 147 days, looking at crisis after crisis after crisis, watching this world being pushed into disaster. And then Jerry came round.
Coming back to the town has been really interesting because I've met a lot of people again, and we all laugh because we all say that what happens in the Dingle Woods is exceptionally extraordinary because it's full of secrets. There are so many things that go on in those woods which actually I can't really talk about very openly. You do a lot of growing up in the woods, let's put it like that. A lot of first things happen in the woods, and I am so excited about playing in the Dingle Woods. And so to actually be there, with my friends, doing this gig, putting this music together, telling these stories, it's like Christmas. It really is. It's like I've been given the bestest present. If nobody ever gave me a Christmas present again, and they said, well, you did the gig in the Dingle Woods, I'd be like, fair enough. Because I can't be happier in this moment than I am now.
When I got out to the town clock with Dick, Tom and Margaret, they were there to greet them. P.C. Roberts and Evan Spark welcomed them back, and the rugby team lifted them up and put them on their shoulders and walked them like heroes back to the wonderful town of Llangefni.
Because what I really want to do now is I want to go and travel. I really want to travel around the entire world. And one of the reasons that we've made the show like this is it's really transportable. It's just me and Jerry and an organ. That's all it is. We could play it anywhere. We could play it in, a factory. We could play it in a school. We could play it in a field. Literally. We can do it in a shop. We could do it in a market square. We could do it on a bus. I've even thought, well, we could do it on a bus, actually. But we could do it anywhere in the world. And my mission over the next, 3 years is just to go and play that show to as many people as possible. Everywhere in the world.